So we will be, essentially, in my 20 years now, we essentially we're guiding the ship with management of our revenues and trying to control the spending, and now it's really going to come down to primarily a spending issue. That concludes what I wanted to discuss with you. I want to share this with full members here. I did have a discussion with the mayor this afternoon, and I will be preparing, so there is no confusion whatsoever. I will be sending out next week a schedule showing the unencumbered capital funds in general capital, water, electric, and the open space trust. I will be deducting from the general capital $850,000 in unfunded amendments to 2 road ordinances that we had to amend, the 07 and the 08. Those amendments took place in August. Those amendments were necessary. Once again, it was $850,000, $350,000 from one ordinance, $500,000 for another. Those amendments were necessary in order for the engineer to award contracts for those road projects. However, the timing of those amendments did not take place in time for the bond ordinance to be legal. So therefore, we did not fund that. The bond sale, instead of being higher than $321 million, we weren't allowed to sell those bonds. So the $850,000, I would recommend come out of the general capital fund. So I'm going to reduce the amount of I'm going to show an encumbrance of $850,000 against those general capital. The water has no encumbrance against it. The electric has no encumbrances against this. The open space ended the year with $1,074,000. There is approximately, and Mary can correct me, I'm estimating there's between what we've committed to with T&M and the Morris County Land Conservancy and some other things, I think that there may be $250,000.
I'm not sure. I asked
Okay.
you for the breakout because I have no idea.
I don't
We're
know.
all
I don't
Land
know about-
Conservancy
all right.
anymore.
Okay,
So,
I don't know about, we do not? All right, I don't know. So maybe as always.
Considering they haven't done
Okay.
anything for us, I don't know
Okay.
what we owe them. So.
All right, well, anyway, so then for each fund, I'm going to add $500,000 to the general capital fund for the transfer in this year's budget, because you're going to have those funds. Add $300,000 to the water capital, since it's going to be in the 2009 budget, you're going to have those funds. Nothing in electric utility, and $420,000 in open space. We will have unencumbered funds to begin 1/1/09 in total of about $8.8 million.
And you're going to put that all out so we can
Yes,
see it.
yes,
so.
8.8 million.
It's going to be a test after this.
And that is, once again, that excludes, as you know, that excludes all the unspent bond funds, because that's all encumbered for those ordinances. So that's
No,
still a
that'll-
pile, all right?
And that's useful to
okay,
see, though, on
all
a
right.
piece of paper.
You
so
will,
that's-
yes, I have that, but it's, Dan, 8.8 million in four different funds.
Another schedule that might be helpful is like maybe a 5-year debt service schedule, see what,
That was supposed to be hopefully part of this, so that
Okay,
we could
that's
see
good.
what piles we were going to take the money from to pay the debt service,
Now-
plus the principal.
I'll show you 2 debt service schedules, the one for the existing $26,321,000 and one for the anticipated $4.7 million.
yeah.
Correct.
The one for the $4.7 million, we can comfortably fund that from the pool of funds that we have now, plus what we're going to generate. If we were to sell $4.7 million with a 20-year general obligation at 4.5%, equal principal payments, $4.7 million divided by 20 years is $235,000. The interest at 4.5% in just the first year only would be $211,500. So we can comfortably fit that. That's $435,000. My initial plan to fund that will be, the note matures January of 2009.
No,
I'm sorry.
10.
January 2010. My recommendation is that we roll it for 6 months, from January of 2010 to July of 2010, sell the bonds in July of 2010 because the first principal payment is pushed out to 2011. So that'll give us all of 2010, another $420,000, less interest expense. So there will be net open space funds generated in 2009 and 2010. The 2009 open space, we begin once again with $1,074,000. I'll have to once again get a better feel on what we have encumbered, and I'm also subtracting the $94,000 in the interest that we've accrued, and that we'll incur the payment in January of 2010. So I'm showing you a pure net number. And once again, the estimate is when we add the $500,000 for the general capital improvement fund transfer this year, $300,000 water, and $420,000 increase in the open space tax levy of 2 cents. I believe my number is around $8.8 million.
And the 300,000 from the Green
Acres.
Acres. Right,
And we'll have the water if we have rate action on the water.
right. So we're not asking for it tonight, but again, on a piece of paper, so we can look at it and we can
Yeah.
talk about projections. And
Mhm.
certainly debt service is part of where we're going, is being able to forecast ahead.
Mhm.
So,
So, and I guess in round numbers, it's $4.5 million in the general capital improvement fund, about almost $2 million in water, 1.4 in electric, and about 1.1 in open space. So those are tangible liquidity for capital resources.
good.